Welcome students, welcome to the electronics online classes. Today, continuing with the principles of electricity, the last concept in the principles of electricity is AC principles. AC is nothing but alternating current or alternating voltage, alternating quantity. Okay, we have already gone through AC and DC currents while studying the AC and DC sources. We have already DC sources we have studied. So in that we have discussed a little bit about AC and DC current, right? You people already know that what is DC and what is AC, voltage or current. DC current is one which maintains its constant magnitude and also direction, flows only in one direction, and also it will, the constant magnitude it will be there with respect to time. Whereas AC is one whose amplitude changes and also it changes its direction. So, and also we have studied the difference between the AC and DC sources, right? In that we have also studied that which are all the DC sources, examples for DC sources, also examples for AC sources. Also you people know that AC has a frequency but DC doesn't have a frequency. Okay, continuing with that, let's study AC principles. That means how AC quantity will be generated and how, what and all the terms associated with alternating current or voltages in detail. Okay, so alternating current definition, you people already know what the concept is. It will be changing continuously in its direction, also in magnitude. But in our this chapter, the definition in detail means an alternating current or voltage is one whose amplitude varies periodically and changes its time and changes its polarity at regular intervals of time. AC quantity will somewhat look like this. Okay, that means it will be, if you take this as a time axis, this is the AC electrical quantity, that is either voltage or current. See, this is the value, the time is varying, the time is started increasing in this direction. At each, any instant of time you take, the value of the voltage or current will be varying. If you take difference in amplitude, changes in amplitude in the sense, if you take in this time t1, the value of voltage or current is this much. How much? If it is 1, 2, 3, if it is varying like this. If you take the time here t2, the value of current or voltage will be at this point. Okay, this way the amplitude will be varying. Whose amplitude in the sense the magnitude or amplitude varies periodically with time. As the time varies, the amplitude also varies. Okay, if you take the amplitude value at this time, it is lesser than at T2. Whatever the value of voltage or current you are taking at the time T2, it is different. If you take somewhere around this point, again the value of the voltage or current, the amplitude will be varied in the value of the voltage or current is different. Whereas in DC, the flow of current is only in one direction, and also at any point of time you take, you will get the same value of current or voltage. Okay. This is what they tell. An alternating current or voltage is one whose amplitude varies periodically with time. Also here, after coming here, it will be flowing like in this direction. Once it reaches its again minimum value, it changes its direction and takes the negative values. Up to here, it will be positive values. After this, if you take T4, T5, T6, any values, if you take, it will be a negative values. So, and also changes its polarity. It is changing its polarity in the sense poles will be changed. That means it will be changing its direction. Whatever the current and voltage value you get, that will be off with the negative sign. That means the direction is reversed. Okay, with respect to the positive values. Polarity at regular intervals of time. That means once it reaches half cycle is completed, this means one cycle, you people already studied waves and all. So it means once the half cycle is completed, it changes its direction. Once it reaches again minimum, again changes its at regular intervals of time, it changes its direction. Now you people understood what is meant by where is its amplitude, how amplitude varies with respect to time, and also it changes its direction at regular intervals of time. For some amount of time it will be positive values you get, all the positive different in values, but all the positive values you get. After some time the current or voltage will be in the reverse direction. Okay. This is what meant by our definition. Okay, you people must understand this. What is AC quantity? How it flows? Right? Why? And you should understand the definition. Okay. Any doubts? Please text me after watching the video. Okay. Now, AC quantity, AC current or voltage. Alternating current generators, people already know. AC generators, function generators, those are all the oscillators as the examples for AC generators. Now, in our household work, domestic use, AC voltage or current only is supplied. Okay. For your bulb and fans, and also your mixer, grinder, heaters, those are all working with the AC. That means in India, is the electrical supply system is our supplies AC voltage, and that of which is having a frequency of 50 Hz and potential difference of 230 volts. You might have seen this on the electrical pillars somewhere. Okay, in India, how much we are getting? The AC supply we are getting, which is having the frequency of 50 Hz and the potential difference between the neutral and positive line, that will be of 230 volts. Okay. So the scientist, other American inventor by the name Nikola Tesla, who supported Nikola Tesla, who supported the electrical supply systems should be AC, because Thomas Alva Edison, who was one of the scientists who supported who contributed towards the DC supply system, whereas Nikola Tesla supported to AC supply system to the household devices. Because AC only one, because supplying AC is much easier than DC. DC is safer to work, direct current is safer to work, but supplying direct current for long distances is not acceptable, because there are too much of losses in the transmission lines. Whereas on the other hand, supplying AC for long distances can be done with the minimum losses in the transmission lines. Also, AC voltage or current supplying will be for hundreds of miles, using in between, if it loses its energy also, in between that we can use transformers. You might have heard about transformers. Transformers are used to step up the AC voltage or current. Step up transformers are used in between the transmission lines. Then we can supply AC to the household or domestic purpose easily than DC, because AC supplying of AC signal with the minimum energy loss, whereas DC supplying for long distances will not be acceptable, because there are large losses in the energy. Okay. how AC generators work, that we will see. How AC signal is, AC voltage or current is generated. Now you might have know about Faraday, Michael Faraday, who introduced the electromagnetic induction. Faraday tells us what electromagnetic induction is nothing but whenever a magnetic is a, assume is a magnet with north pole and south pole, whenever a conducting wire is moved in the field of magnetic flux, what happens? There is a voltage or current is induced, right? That means if you consider this as a conducting wire, always magnetic field lines of forces will be in a direction of north to south. If this electrical, any of the electrical conductor is moving in the field of these magnetic lines, what happens? Electric field is induced. EMF is induced, so that current flows. EMF in the sense, again voltage is induced, so that current flows. So also you people know that Fleming's right hand rule, how the current flows. Okay, we have taken a electrical conductor which is moving in the field of magnetic lines of forces. The current should flow in which direction, that is decided by Fleming's right hand rule. How does that will be? This is what the Fleming's right hand rule symbol tells us. If our forefinger decides the direction of magnetic lines of forces, and this is the direction of the electric conductor movement, direction of movement, and the current flows in the direction of towards our middle finger. Okay, if I stand like this, if this is the direction of magnetic lines and this is the movement, direction of movement of the electrical conductor, the current will flow towards you people, towards the screen, right? In the sense, if this is a coil, if I am moving in this direction, if I am moving in this direction, magnetic lines of forces are in this direction and coil is moving, electrical wire is moving in this direction, downward direction, the current flows through the conductor will be in this direction towards the screen, right? Excuse me. Sorry, coming back to the Fleming's right hand rule. If I am moving the electrical conductor in the downward direction, the magnetic lines of force are in that direction, this direction. Arrow mark indicates that the current flow will be from this to here, from here to here, towards the screen. So if I replace the coil with if I replace the conductor, electrical conductor with the coil, I just rub this. If I place a coil in the field of electrical lines, if A, B, C, D is the armature of the coil, A, B, C, D is the armature of the coil. If this is a coil, if this coil cuts the magnetic lines of forces, means EMF is induced, right? So if this is our coil, if this coil rotates like this in between the north and south poles of the magnet, what happens? It is cutting the magnetic lines of forces, right? So whenever the coil is moving in this direction, that means the direction of movement will be in the upward direction, right? And our magnetic lines is in this direction. The current flow will be in towards the pole direction, right? If I treat this as a coil, if I rotate the coil like this, what happens? The coil is moving in the upward direction. the magnetic lines of forces are in this direction, and our current flow will be in the A to B. Right? Our current flow will be in A to B. This is a coil. It is rotated quarter cycle. The coil will be in this direction, and coil still, if you rotate the coil, again it cuts the magnetic lines of forces. Again the magnetic lines of forces, it cuts the magnetic lines of forces. What happens? The coil will be like this. Again changes like this. The current flow, the coil is in this direction, it is moving downward direction. It is moving downward direction. Earlier the coil was like this, and you are moving in this direction. Once it completes half a cycle, the coil starts moving in the downward direction. It was AB was here. Once the coil rotates like this, then it will be CD will come here and AB will be here. Okay, what happens? That means the coil will be in the downward direction. Magnetic lines of force will be in the same direction. Coil is moving in the downward direction. What happens? The current will be in the opposite direction, according to the Fleming's right hand rule. So, if I draw a graphical representation of a induced EMF, it is the time axis. This is the induced EMF. If I take, what happens? Once if whenever the coil is like this, magnetic lines of forces are on this direction, coil is like this, then it is in a zero, no EMF is induced, because that is not cutting any magnetic lines of forces in this direction. Okay, once it starts moving like this, once it starts, the coil is moving like this, it starts cutting the magnetic lines of forces and it will move like this. Okay, then the current will, the induced EMF direction will be like this. Once it rotates quarter a cycle, it reaches its maximum value. Maximum value. Again, the coil again rotates and it becomes parallel to this. Parallel to these magnets. What happens? Then the current will be, or voltage will be reducing and reaches its minimum value. Okay. So the coil was like this. This was A, B, C, D. It was moving in the downward direction. It was moving in the, A, B is moving in the downward direction. The current was flowing in this direction towards the screen. Once AB was here, reaches here, AB starts moving upward direction. Here AB was here. This AB has reached this position. Once it starts moving upward direction, what happens? The flow of the magnetic lines of field will be in the same direction. The movement is changed to upward direction. The flow of current will be towards the goal. So once half a cycle is completed, the coil rotates. The coil again still rotates. What happens? By the time it completes one cycle, it will be in the current flow will be in the opposite direction. I guess you might have understood this. Okay. What happened? We have the current magnitude voltage is induced according to the electromagnetic induction that you people already know. And how the AC is generated? Once in a magnetic lines of forces are there, whenever a coil rotates in the magnetic field, once it completes one cycle, what happens? The current and voltage is induced. Once it completes, by that time it will be all its minimum to maximum values. Also, the direction is changed periodically. Earlier, the coil was in this position. In this position, it was attained a zero value. Once it rotated quarter cycle, it could cut the maximum lines of forces, so it attains maximum value of the EMF induced or current flow. Then once the coil is like this, again it rotates. The armature AB comes down, then it reaches its minimum value. Once the coil again rotates, what happens? The moment of the coil rotating, the armature will be in the opposite direction. Therefore, the current flow is in the opposite direction. Earlier, the coil AB was moving downwards. After that, started moving upwards. According to that, the direction of the current is also changed. We will get a sinusoidal AC voltage or current. Okay. I guess you people understood this AC generation. If you have not understood, please text me. Any doubts? Please text me. So, this sinusoidal AC waveform is generated, is represented in this form. And this is the maximum amplitude. A sinusoidal AC voltage or current that is represented by Vm sin theta. Theta because it is rotating, angular values you have to consider. So sinusoidal voltage at any instant of time, that is represented using Vi small v suffix I, instantaneous value of voltage or current obtained by Vm sin theta. We have people already studying the trigonometry in the mathematics. This theta is nothing but omega t, where omega is a angular frequency, t is a time. Okay, if the coil rotates in the interval of t, it completes the angular, rotates in the angular velocity or angular frequency of omega, then in the time interval of t, then it is taken as theta is equal to angle of rotation, that is taken as omega t. It is omega is equal to 2 by t. Okay. And where Vm is the maximum value of voltage or current, Vm voltage or peak value you can call, peak value of voltage, that is this one is the peak value of voltage. In the x-axis we will take as time, is the peak value, and theta is equal to omega t, where omega is equal to 2 pi by f, the angular frequency. Next, cycle. These are the terms associated with the AC signal. One complete set of, cycle is nothing but one complete set of positive and negative values of AC quantity. Cycle is nothing but one complete set of negative and positive values of AC quantity, and that is one cycle is nothing but this. This completes one cycle. Okay. Next is time period. Time period is nothing but the time taken to complete one cycle. The time taken to complete one cycle. And next one is frequency. People already know what is frequency, number of cycles per second. Number of cycles per second is defined as frequency. If our alternating current which is coming to our household uses, that is of 50 Hz in a sense, that is 50 cycles per second. Okay, you can represent frequency is equal to 1 by T, one cycle by time, number of cycles taken per second. If it is 50 Hz in a sense, number of cycles per second, 50 cycles per 1 second, in the sense 20 time, 20 milliseconds it will be. Our household domestic use AC supply will be having the frequency of 50 Hz. That means it is completing 50 cycles in 1 second. Okay. That means one cycle completion will take 20 milliseconds. Next is maximum value, VM or IM or peak value, the maximum amplitude of voltage or current, maximum value or peak value of voltage or current, that is represented by VM or IM or VP or IP. So maximum value of voltage or current attained by the AC voltage or current. Okay. These are the terms you should remember. Next is peak to peak value. That is represented by VPP. It is maximum voltage or current attained at both positive and negative half cycles. Is the maximum values of voltage or current attained by AC quantity, AC voltage or current at both positive and negative half cycles. That means peak to peak value is represented by, this is VPP, this distance, this amplitude, this value is VPP, and this is VM, and this is our time period, time taken to complete one cycle, that is T. Here we will take T by 2, here T by 4, here 3T by 4, and here T. Okay. And this is enough for today. Tomorrow we will continue. In the next class we will continue with some more terms associated with AC quantities. Hope you people might have understood the AC generation principle and all. Any doubts, please text me. Thank you.